So let's get into this is week 3. Let's get into Boston College, a team who knocked off Florida State early. Now I know it's looking like Florida State may not have been as good as advertised, but if you come into a game, you're facing a top 10 opponent, you're unranked to even get up for that game. Because sometimes, let's be honest, man, some teams come into that and they lay down off of the number alone. It's top 10, we're not ranked. It's Florida State. They should have been in the playoff last year.
Yeah.
But this is a team that comes in, they don't come in scared. We're sitting at 6 now. And they're, I think, they're top 25, I think 24 now, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think that does wonders for our strength of schedule. And as the season goes on, different teams will enter the top 25, top 10. Right now, SEC, I think, has 6 or 7 in the top 10, which is insane. And down the line, it could be more, right, or less. But how do you attack Boston College knowing that they just knocked off a quote-unquote big dog from
I
offense or
think,
defense?
I think with the same type of mindset, man. I think you take it to them early. I think you take it to them often. I think you show them a lot of different looks. I
Mm-hmm.
think you move your playmaker number 3 around a bunch of different spots, and as well as everybody else. I said this. This is one of the games that I circled.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's going to be a tough ball game, and then y'all know what it is, man. When teams start believing, right? When teams start believing that they can play with you, right?
Yes.
It makes everything else that much more important. And,
Mm-hmm.
and, and I think it comes down to like we don't know what Florida. I guess we'll see how the season turns out, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
Boston College, that's a prestigious program. It's a prestigious school. Um, Even in years when the record may not say it, right? They've
Mm-hmm.
always been a tough group to like go out there and manhandle, right? So
Yeah.
it's no surprise that they would beat a Florida State team, and kind of you know yeah, it was 28-13 or something like 28-10. I forget what the score
Mm-hmm.
was, but like they controlled the game in my opinion. So, I think it's a team that also hangs their hat on defense, right? I think they,
Yeah. Yeah.
run the ball well. They got a
Just
quarterback that
pitched a
can
shutout
extend
too.
plays. Yeah,
Yeah.
so um, I'm excited. I think this is a game that is going to tell a lot of people a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Spoon, what are you seeing as some of the threats on defense? I know that the quarterback, I think he threw for like 4 touchdowns last game. Now, granted, wasn't the best
They,
opponent,
they played Duquesne.
obviously, right? Right,
Yeah.
56-0. But um, it's still a weapon. 4 touchdowns is 4 touchdowns. You know what I mean? What are we seeing?
Man, he's an explosive athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Watched him against Florida State. Was really impressed. Didn't even know that Bill O'Brien was the head coach.
Yeah.
And during the game, they start, kind of talking a little bit about the change that's going on at BC. And you have someone there at BC that understands, you know, Boston College and Boston period, and how to,
Yeah.
they've had a nice brand for a long time in a city
Yeah.
where they hang a lot of championship banners, right? Matt Ryan, Doug Flutie, a lot of history. Matt talked about how prestigious they are, and now it
Yeah.
just seems like with these NFL coaches, like they're gonna be finishing. I remember
Yeah.
getting to
Yeah,
the NFL. I remember getting to the NFL and in practice, you kind of you see your buddy got the tackle, you kind of jogging over there, get a little burst,
Mm-hmm.
but no, it was like you're expected to finish the play.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know Bill O'Brien is definitely going to have those guys going. Their defensive coordinator was our top secondary coach here in Atlanta when
Mm-hmm.
I first got here. His name is
Okay.
Tim Lewis, former first round pick. Played with Dan Marino, a Pitt guy.
Yeah.
He's fiery. He even
Mm-hmm.
I think he coached in the AAFL a few years ago, the Birmingham team.
Okay.
He's a guy who I know that knows the game, and on
Mm-hmm.
defense they're gonna be prepared. They're gonna like when you go out in 2 minute drill and your coach
Yeah.
giving you 2 plays.
Yeah.
That's what a linebacker always loves, and I know Tim
Man.
Lewis he's gonna make sure that they go out there. They're gonna be able to still keep their blitz packages in, even if they give up something on first down. They're gonna have their play ready to go, knowing our offense is gonna be getting on the ball. And I think Doug Marone might be on this staff as well. Just a lot of history, a lot of. I always remember them running the football, and when we played them in
Yeah.
21, our buddy Denario was actually
He was
there
at the
at
game.
the
Yeah.
game. They ran it down our throats, took it to overtime, control the ball. Control the
Yeah.
clock. That's going to be what they're going to do. They're going to go out and,
Mm-hmm.
and run the ball. The first game, they ran for over 200 yards. The second game, they ran for over 300 yards. And not only did they run for over 300 yards, the quarterback was 9 for 10 with 4 touchdowns. So, I
Right.
mean, they're feeling good about what they're doing. They're going to come in here with a coming to Mizzou with a lot of confidence, and
Yeah.
I think Coach Drink, he's definitely gonna let the guys know. Even though we're top 10, we're moving up. Everybody's starting to talk about us a little bit. You ain't did nothing. This team whooped us last time in overtime. So let's
Hmm.
go out and let's continue to prove to ourselves and let the world just kind of be spectators that we are the type of team that can be a big contender in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean,
It
and like for Mac, we haven't played our best game on offense yet,
yeah.
like you mentioned. So we're coming into this with room to grow. As a coach, as a head coach, what are you preaching to your offense right now?
Man, just trust it, right?
Hmm.
Trust the preparation, right? Trust the preparation and keep on fine tuning the little things, right? The one thing we haven't really seen is like the huge plays yet
Yeah.
that we were accustomed to getting to seeing last year, right? Um, we haven't seen that, so just continue to trust the preparation. Keep fine tuning the little things, and and they'll come, and that's the great thing about the game of football, man, is um, eventually your hard work pays off, right? Eventually it does, right? And especially when you're as talented as this team is, right? You trust the process, you stay with it, man. Those things are gonna start hitting, right? You're gonna start getting Johnson down the field. You're gonna start getting Luther down the field. You're gonna start getting all these guys making plays down the field. Just keep
Hmm.
stay with it, right? And keep trusting the preparation. Uh, one thing I am gonna say though, man, is it's like Boston like is trying to represent like the culture of the city of Boston, right? Boston
Mm.
College is trying to bring that Boston feel to the football team, right? And I respect that, right? Because when
Yeah.
you think about Boston, you think about a hard nosed city, right?
Yeah, man.
Hmm.
Now they hung a lot of banners, but like it's
Yeah.
built on like you can go to movies and stuff like it's built on like grit and
Hmm.
hard work and like
That's what they're known
determination.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they're known for. So I respect that, man. But offensively, man, I just just trust the preparation. Trust the preparation. Trust the
Hmm.
preparation.
And I used to think that the Brady and Luther connection was like our claim to fame. I think last year that was our claim to fame. Like if you're a D coordinator, you're thinking, how can I stop that dynamic duo? But after seeing us complete a game with Luther not being the focal point and watching Brady kind of do some more, improvising and playmaking, I think I sleep easier now, knowing that he is actually a playmaker. You know what I mean? He's not somebody who's relying on playmakers. He's going to do it as well. And I think
Yeah.
going into a game where now you got some hype on both ends, two teams, undefeated teams who've been playing good ball. Now you start finding ways to beat a team. What's the X factor? And I used to think it was only Luther. I think now our X factor might be Brady.
Well, I
Mhm.
think a lot of times your cue
Mm-hmm.
is a big factor in how successful you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, right? And not even just putting up like crazy numbers. It's just how you run your offense, right?
Yeah.
How you command the huddle, right? How you get other guys to follow your lead, right? Um, I think he's been there long enough. I think the guys trust him. I
Mm-hmm.
think the guys trust his leadership, right? And he's proven that he'll do whatever it takes to win a football game, right?
Yes.
And if that means, hey, I gotta tuck it and run it for 10 times, 12 times,
Mhm.
I'll do that,
So
right?
be
If that
it.
means I gotta get the ball out of my hands and do what I need to do, I'll do that. If that means that I gotta rely heavy on my run game, I'll do that. I don't think he has an ego in that thing, man.
I don't think so either.
I think that's what's making him, give you that feeling because I think he's
Yeah.
grown. I think he's earned the respect of not only the locker room, but like I said, last week, 2 weeks ago, I think he earned the respect of a lot of Mizzou fans,
Yeah, he
right?
did.
Because,
He did.
like I said, everybody was coming in there. You had Garcia coming there. You had some other Qs coming in there thinking that, hey, like, this going to
I'm
be my
coming to get
gig. And he was like,
of
huh, not so fast. You know what I mean? So,
course so.
like, I respect him, man. I
Hmm.
respect the hell out of him.
Spoon, Boston College, you have another defense that's dominant. How do we win? How are we the better defense when we play BC?
Well, when I look at the weapons, like the guys we go against every day, right? I think of
Mm.
the dog days in training camp going against Luther Burden, Brady Cook. A lot of the guys in Boston College, they're kind of hitting the radar, but I don't know if they have the experience that we have, and then our
Mm.
returning guys on defense. returning guys in the middle. I think Williams
Hmm.
kind of right in the middle. McClellan coming in from Florida, still just dominating in the trenches is something I think an SEC team is just a little bit more equipped
Hmm.
than Boston College. And not to say the SEC is just superior, but I'm really just looking at Missouri because I mean it's evident that we got some guys standing out there, man. Some
Yeah,
big
easy.
dudes, man.
Hmm.
I don't remember us being that big. I remember we were we were
Nah.
on 2 feet. You couldn't mess with us. But in the trenches,
Hmm.
when we went to go play in Oklahoma,
Yep.
Texas, we kind of had some catching up to
We
do.
were
No
smaller.
disrespect to those guys, it was really the depth,
Yeah.
in that area too, and that's where we're built. I'm not sure they
Hmm.
have the same depth that we have, and obviously they have defensive backs that are playing tight coverage, and
Hmm.
they're taking the ball away just like us and getting after the quarterback as well. But I just got to hang my hat on our guys because I
Yeah.
feel like we really have those guys across from us every day that help us
Hmm.
get better. It reminds me of going against Jeremy, going against Chase, Kaufman, Chase Daniel, Martin Rucker, Denario Alexander. The list
Hmm.
goes on. Luther's the number one recruit in the country, and
Hmm.
there are other guys on the team that may be more explosive than him. So
Hmm.
we have a lot to kind of prepare ourselves, but really it's just about the moment. And like Jeremy
Hmm.
said about trusting the preparation and not going off the reservation. You let
Yes.
people run. You let people run free on defense.
Yeah.
That's the type of games where you get those, the efficiency of 9 passes and four
Hmm.
touchdowns. That's tough, man. You can't let
Yeah.
that go and expect to win the game. So I think
Yeah.
not going off the reservation, doing what we do, you got to hang your hat on that, man. And it's just looked good so far. So yeah, that's who we are right now, and let's go out and confirm that identity each and every week. And nothing
Yeah.
like beating a ranked opponent, man.
Nothing like it. I know Columbus is going to be rocking. Like
Rocking.
finally, I think we had two games and we're a ranked team, and it was still rocking from what I mean. Still selling out the crowd and whatnot. But now, when you get a ranked team
Oh
from
yeah,
a respected division coming in to your home, now it's time to play. It's time to. I think I'm not sure as a head coach what I have to say to get the team up, like to get them ready for this game. It's your first ranked opponent, and
oh
then
yeah,
you use this game, a ranked opponent, and you let that catapult you into your the SEC play. You know what I mean? Where you're gonna see night in and night out somebody who is capable of beating. If you don't play your best game, they can beat you. I don't care if it's Ole Miss, who is crazy right now, to Auburn. You know what I mean? Or Kentucky. Everybody can beat you, and I think this game sets us up for what's to come throughout the race. I mean, the duration of the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
There's no easy schedules in SEC. There
Yeah,
is none.
yeah. And
There is none.
I think it's holding true now. It's
Yeah.
I don't care ranks. I don't care anything about that. It's SEC football. It's going to be tough. So now let's go with predictions. Let's go with predictions.
uh oh, uh oh, uh
Yeah, we
oh.
got to get right to them. I was good last week. So let me start off. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put us at ah 28-10. Mizzou.
I like it. I like it.
Whoa,
I
Mac
like it,
didn't like
Kevin.
it. What's going on? What you
Well,
got,
you know
Mac?
what?
Oh, go ahead.
Man, from my standpoint, just I mean, if we give away 10 points in 3 games, I mean, that's a
Happy.
field goal a game. Like
Here's what it,
I'm
no.
happy with that, sir. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I like the 10 points. I think offense catches fire because here's what I think. I don't think that Boston College has seen an offense like ours either. I don't think they've seen a receiver who might go number one in the draft. I don't think they've seen another receiver who's going to play on Sundays. I don't think they've seen our Johnson. I don't
Point.
think they've seen the running backs. I don't think they've seen the type. So I think this is the week that we put it all together. I think this is a statement game by our offense, right? I think we make a statement against who I think is a pretty good defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go 38-10. I think we scored 38 again. I think scoring 38. I think you average 38 points a game. I think you're doing something well. I think we put it together. I think everything we get is earned, right? I think we hit a couple plays downfield, but I'm gonna go 38-10.
All right, Spoon. What you
Okay.
got?
I like that. I like that. I'm gonna go 30-10. Yeah, I'm gonna hang
10.
right there, man. I don't want to give up 2 touchdowns, and
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna bend a little bit, but we're not gonna break. So we're gonna give up, just a little. But ultimately, we got to go out there and get the W. I know we're having fun with the
Yeah.
predictions, but against a ranked team, it could become one of those games that you see on the classics. A little bit while from now, man. So
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't catch me off guard if it's a really tight game. But I think our depth is going to be the issue for them. I think we're just
Yeah.
too deep on offense as well as defense. I mean, we're an SEC team and we got
Yeah.
NIL bucks, so we're gonna have to have them guys in there. And I think we got those guys. So it's gonna be a fun one, man. It's gonna be a fun one.
One
I'm
more
turned up.
question. Oh yeah. One more question before we go. Is the number six in the country is that too soon or is that justified? What are we thinking?
I think it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Right? I think
Okay. Okay.
people have been losing. I don't think we've been rewarded with anything. I think
Okay.
it's just like a pecking order, right? That's where we started at. We've won. Some
Yeah.
teams in front of us has lost, so that's where we end at, right? Now I will say this, right? And both of y'all played defense. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna
Hmm.
switch it up. I'm gonna ask y'all a question.
Let's
Okay.
go.
The number one thing you have to prepare for and look out for when you are playing a running quarterback is what?
The number one thing you have to look for,
Yeah,
prepare
well,
for.
how does your mindset as a defensive ball player change? Like
For
on the
me,
back end, on the
I,
back end. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I think
Mhm.
you got to run a quarterback. You got to think about those those third and ones, those
Yeah.
fourth and 1.5. Sometimes you make a play on third down, you getting up, you celebrating with your guys, you thinking, oh, we
Hmm.
about to get off the field, they're gonna kick a field goal. But when you got a guy who
Yeah,
can run it, you know that some of those, I played against Cam Newton in my division, so it was,
yeah.
you just knew they were gonna move in the line, you tackle over,
Hmm.
unbalanced. And like I said, they're going to challenge you on those situational downs. I think that's the main thing from the quarterback
Yeah.
perspective.
I think I've never had to be a play caller, but I think if I'm facing a mobile quarterback, I'm thinking I need my defense to have the eyes on the QB at all times. So when the third and sixes come up, or the third and threes, are we single high? No, I want all eyes on him. That's just so. Cover two, I might hang my hat on that because I got to see you. I have to see you because you might take off. I need to be able to break my linebackers break on the ball immediately.
Okay. So as a DB, when
Hmm.
you are playing a running quarterback and he scrambles the pocket, right? Are we plastering, right? Are we what are we doing?
That's all I've been taught is plaster.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's still a quarterback. I know he's running, but he has the ability to throw the ball.
Okay.
And take from a guy who has faltered from having his eyes everywhere except where he needs to have them, and breaking up early on runs, whatever. Like you have to plaster. I mean, and you stick with whoever's in your area. If you're in zone and you got somebody that's on the flights and you cover two, he's your guy now. Wherever he goes,
Yeah.
that's your man. You stick
And
with him. And yeah,
another thing is going to be super important when playing anyone because even an unathletic quarterback can extend
that's
some
true.
Yeah.
drives
Yeah, yeah.
just by not maintaining your rush lanes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not maintaining your rush lanes is going to be key because not all the time you're going to have secondary contain. You might have some coverages where you got to get a little sticky with the coverage and we're chasing
mm-hmm.
people around. But if you keep those, the rush lane integrity is going to be
Yeah.
something that's going to be big when going against a rushing quarterback. And I will say about the ranking, just to go back on and piggyback
Mm-hmm.
on that, I believe they should hold off on the rankings the way they used to do the BCS ranking. Like it comes
I
out
Oh
agree.
later on.
yeah.
Maybe
I
not,
agree.
maybe not late in the season, but like maybe just after preseason, after the
Mm-hmm.
first four games or so, then you
Getting the
start
conference
dropping the
play first.
rankings.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That might be
Yeah.
a little bit cooler for me.
I agree.
I love it, man. Well, look, I'm looking forward to Boston College. I know we'll all be tuned in. And once again, this has been an awesome season so far. Can't wait to get back to sitting down with you boys, man, and talking ball, talking Mizzou. And maybe even next time we'll talk about more of what we're feeling around Columbia. How's Columbia feeling, after you play a ranked team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when we were there playing ranked teams or being ranked as high as we all were, I mean, the town was buzzing. Like I can't pick a better place to live as a college football player in Columbia, Missouri, when that team is winning football games. So next time we'll get into that, fellas, man. Once again, Players Lounge. Thank you again, True Sons, and we're out. We'll see you guys next week.